The Seattle Seahawks just added a hidden weapon nobody is talking about. And if Jadarian Price becomes the explosive playmaker they believe he can be, Sam Darnold may suddenly have the firepower to turn Seattle into the NFC's most dangerous nightmare.
13 personnel. This team lost to the Rams in a playoff game in which the Rams literally played perfect. No drop passes, one or no penalties, no turnovers. This team will vie for the NFC Championship.
Number 3.
Seattle. Okay, listen, I don't think they're going to be as good. Clint Kubiak, are they as good at coordinator? Reek Woolen, I mean, he made some mistakes, but he was a large, fast corner. Kobe Bryant, Kenneth Walker, I just don't think they'll quite have the juice they did last year. But I love the coach. I love Sam Darnold. John Schneider drafts and develops. They did get a running back out of Notre Dame that should solve to some degree their running back shortage going into the draft. I have Seattle at 3. And it never works. I mean, a great example of what does work, the Seattle Seahawks. They didn't need Sam Darnold to bail them out. GM A+, coach A, roster excellent. They needed Sam Darnold to elevate the position. He wasn't a life preserver. He just plugged a little leak. That works all the time. So when I hear about Arch Manning's not strong enough, big enough, dynamic enough, or talented enough to carry the poor decisions and poor ownership of Cleveland and the Jets. Now, Rams number 1, Bills 2, Seahawks, Bears, Broncos, Lions, Chiefs, Kansas City's going to be fine. The Texans may be just defense, but that David Montgomery, Woody Marks, and an O-line upgrade feels pretty good to me. Eagles, Chargers, much to the agreement with J-Mac, I have New England at 11. They're going to depend on some very young offensive linemen.
In case you missed it, running back Jadarian Price addressed the media for the first time yesterday, made it clear how he sees his game fitting in with the Seahawks offense.
I like the options it gives me as a runner. Just being able to stretch the defense and puncture, as they say, and just allow the linemen to do what they do and get up to the second level on the double teams. I really like to see it develop. And I'm pretty good at keeping my shoulders square once I get to the line of scrimmage. So I love all the run plays, but it just happens to be, at Notre Dame we did a little mixture of mid zone and outside zone, and that just was what I was pretty good at.
Mina, you agree with his assessment of how he fits in Seattle?
Yeah, this is a fantastic scheme fit. Pardon me. Jadarian talked about it there. He's excellent on those zone runs, the way he explodes out of his cuts. If you give him any room at all to maneuver, he's an explosive play waiting to happen. I think for Seattle, the biggest risk here is not the player, the scheme fit. It's just the fact that we've seen so little of him. Didn't have a single college game with more than 15 touches, and that's because he backed up the running back who went 3rd overall. But there's a little bit of projection involved. Now, on the other side, we're talking about a running back who hasn't run a lot. Sometimes that can be a good thing because he doesn't have much tread on his tires. But it'll be interesting to see if he can carry more of a workload in Seattle because he's going to have to.
Yeah, I just want to start off saying I love our team. I mean, I love our people, everybody that works on this, like every year. We're so blessed to be able to do this, and like I can't tell you about the coaches, the scouts, medical, everything that goes into this, and then our guys like working the phones today and like rookie free agency and the whole process is just we have great people, and I'm very personally very grateful and want to say thank you to everybody through the process. I gave you my phone.
I got it.
Well, what's going on? So yeah, with that, go ahead. No, it's your time.
You came into it with 4 picks, come out of it with as many players as you did and the guys you got. Just how excited are you with the moves you were able to make to add to this class?
Yeah, fortunately, people don't want to trade with us until like the 6th and 7th round or 5th and 6th round or some stuff like that. I don't know why that happened like that this year, but no, I felt like all the way through we were targeted, we were clear, We had a plan, and you're always going to have some upsets, throughout the process. We had a couple of those for sure, but the coaches were awesome about moving forward after those upsets, and the scouts and everybody that was working the phones and what the landscape or the board was looking like, and it was just ended up just being a great process. We added some guys that like all the way through that were like, okay, cool, like there's a plan, there's a vision, there's a like collective feel for moving forward with these guys and how they're going to compete with our team. It's great.
Two men, they all seem like they were energetic and self-assured, but yet they understood what it's going to take to compete on a Super Bowl winning team. I know there's like 3 things that are in there, but you just seem to go through all your players that you drafted.
Yeah, I think it's just, again, it speaks to just like the alignment with our people and the things we're looking for. But you don't have to be like that, to be one of us, and for us to want you here. I think it's, but it's cool that it's worked out that way. And we got great, like I said, I think it was day 1. Like we had great competition on our team, and we have a lot of depth, and be able to add some extra pieces later in the draft is going to be really fun to sort that out as the process kind of unfolds.
Like you guys triple up at the quarterback position, 2 7th-rounders today.
Yep.
What are you excited about with those 2 players, how they can fit into that competition?
Yeah, well, there's definitely some special teams value, but like, you can never have too many corners, and I don't think I've been a part of a team that has this many like drafted corners on their team, and so going into camp, which is really exciting. So it's gonna be a fun competition, man. It's gonna be really cool to see get these guys in here and get moving and see where it goes. So and I know Jay's really excited too.
Mike, you guys didn't add an edge in this draft. Really great to see either. Can you talk about some of the guys you've got on the roster that maybe you think can step into that role?
Yeah, I mean, Jared Ivey's a guy that had a great season last year. I know he wasn't active as many days as he probably wanted, but Jamie Sheriff's another guy for 2 years, been with us. Connor O'Toole was up and does a lot of great things. Miss anybody?
Gaines, we got Gaines.
Yeah,
back.
Jalen Gaines is back. We're really excited about those guys, and they really worked really hard last year, and I think all of them were ready to go if need be to go play in a game. That's the way the roster shook out on a week-to-week basis. We're fired up about those guys, and again, we're so early in the draft kind of normally hits first week of phase 2-ish. We're kind of a week ahead in terms of the process when the players get here. So we're early right now, relatively speaking, in our process. So, we're off to a great start. We got to keep nailing these days with these guys and see where it takes us.
And you guys, after Monday, you can sign free agents without it affecting the comp pick formula. Do you guys anticipate maybe adding more to the competition at the edge spot?
Yeah, we may. Yep.
John, with O'Toole and Ivey specifically last year, you had some crunch points throughout the year where you had to put some guys on waivers like Anthony and Jared. To not do that with Ivey and O'Toole, does that kind of speak to what you guys thought about them at the time?
Yeah.
Wanted to expose them to potentially somewhere?
Absolutely. Very good preseasons. To credit to our pro Willie and our pro personnel staff with like identifying like, hey, like these are the players or these are the teams that are looking for a specific position, and excuse me, and it was definitely part of the process.
With Emmanuel Wilson, what would you like about him? Is there some carryover with like what Drake Young was doing there?
Yes, I mean Jay, this guy is an outstanding special teams player, and Mike reminded me today, he's clocked at like 22.4, miles per hour with football pads on. I'm not sure if you can run like that, Brady, or not. But, yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah, yeah. But no relation. That's awesome. Nice. Behind closed doors.
Andre Fuller, in particular, was a guy that it seemed like people thought might go higher than you guys interviewed him.
That's a good point. I think.
Yeah, but what did you guys like about him? What did you guys see in him? It sounds like he's got a lot of versatility in what he's done in his back.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're just looking at like an overall really good football player, and again, going through the process, meeting with our coaches. It's tricky with the multiple position thing, but like the ability to be able to do those things is exciting. Really smart. Just let's go out a great football player.
He's played on teams,
special teams player as well.
Teams, yeah.
Devin,
He had a great visit. I mean, I say that some guys don't have great visits. You know what I mean? I feel like I say that to you guys. Like, this guy had a great visit, and coach is excited. Yeah, you guys are different area of the board.
John, Devin Eastern, get him in the 7th round, 3-year starter in Minnesota. Where do you see him fitting under this defensive line, the strengths that he brings to this group?
Yeah, our coaches were very excited at a A-gap player that can get up and down the line of scrimmage and has some upside as a pass rusher. And let's see what Patrick says about him here. You guys will dig this analytics talk here. Let's see. Here's the analytics talk. Young player, solid stat line with a better than average pass rush and a run game production. Good physical profile. These are the analytics stuff we listen to all the time. So it's gonna. Patrick put this together for us, so I had to give Patrick a shout out. But no, this guy's a monster. I mean, he's huge, and like it's really cool. Again, came in on 30 visit. Coaches were excited. Scouts are excited. Here we go.
Your guys' goal to get young players who aren't in awe of Super Bowl champions. Where do you think you measured up this weekend doing that?
We did a good job. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have been on our board, really. That's a huge, like, they weren't going to be on our board if we felt that way.
How did that show?
And I say that like like that our scouts felt that way,
How did that show up in scouting? Because that's not a game tape, right? Or I guess sometimes it could be competitive.
I mean, I could talk to you about this for hours, Greg. Like, these guys study these guys forever. So it's like a, like we have a competitor scale, and like how they fit into the competitor scale, and what's their self-efficacy, and like how are they gonna handle competition.
John, with Dansby, he didn't have anything at the combine, pro day, kind of metric timing wise and everything. What'd you kind of learn about him from a number standpoint through your process? What you could, and what can you kind of tell us about him?
Competitive, quick, sticky, and we felt like we were missing out on like not taking a DB from Arizona because there was like I don't know how many, there was like 7 of them taken. Yeah, like that. So we felt like we had to get in the mix. We had some FOMO there. No, he's a very competitive. I mean, they had a great defensive backfield. He came from San Jose State, and everybody's really excited about him. And he's one of those guys too. 7th round, you're getting closer to free agency, and it's like, okay, who are the guys that are going to go? Well, so
he told us that he's run in the 4.2s, and he has.
He's a cornerback. He's going to tell you that. But he's swaggy. He's swaggy.
Anytime we get the chance to spend time together is definitely cherished, especially where we're at on the map. So this is really cool.
John, I know you're always confident in the process, but last year at this time, it seemed like there's a lot more uncertainty. Just coming off missing the playoffs, a lot of personnel turnover. Seems like this year seems to be more of a complete team going into training or going into the camps and whatnot. Do you feel that way? Do you think like that?
No, I liked. You mean like right now at this time after the draft? I felt really good about our team. Yeah, I feel really good about our team. I just have a natural anxiety that drives us to constantly be on the lookout for how we can improve in every aspect of our operation. That's basically it. Like, you never ever feel like it's like, oh yeah, we're like, you feel good about your team and you love the guys, but there's a part of our philosophy is like, what are we missing? And like how do we get better? I mean, that's just how we roll.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.